Hello, my name is Mackenzie Lipscomb, and this is my research project involving the field of an environmental artist. I would first like to give a quick description of what an environment artist actually is. According to CG Spectrum's definition, environment artists work from concept art, real-world reference, and scans to create and lay out digital 3D environments. This includes populating an environment with 3D assets, commonly known as set dressing. After analyzing job descriptions from Virtuix, Gung Ho Entertainment, PlayStation Global, and Epic Games, I've identified key requirements for success as an environment artist. These include expertise in creating 3D models, textures, and materials from concept art, a strong understanding of geography, architecture, and physics, proficiency in setting up 3D scenes and lighting, and a solid grasp of color theory and architectural layout. To elevate my final project and deepen my understanding of environmental design, I'm dedicating focused time to studying and enhancing skill sets that are related to creating more immersive environments. The first skill that I learned from a tutorial was how to do photogrammetry and use reality capture to create more realistic assets for my environments. Essentially what I did was download an app and take multiple pictures of an object to get the right topology, and then I uploaded those photos, and then they were compiled into one solid material. You can see an example of how I use this technique on a first aid medicine tube and a fire alarm. I did use this on my phone, and I did not get to run it through the desktop version, but already with the mobile version, it has done a very good job at scanning the asset. Learning photogrammetry as an environment artist offers the advantage of speeding up the asset creation process, facilitating the efficient production of high-quality assets, and enabling the creation of exceptionally realistic environments tailored to specific aesthetic goals. I plan to hopefully implement this skill into helping me make some of my assets for my modular kit for the final project. The second set of skills that I learned that I thought I could add to my environments is the use of Niagara and meta sounds. I learned for the Niagara rain system how to adjust particle properties, implement collision detection, and fine-tune parameters for visual effects. I was also able to implement this into my first-person blueprint in order for it to look like my character was walking in the rain. Adding onto the Niagara rain effect, I also dived into meta sounds and created a rain sound effect. For meta sounds, I learned the basics, which include what meta sounds are and how and when to use them, how to create a meta sound graph, detailing inputs, outputs, and essential components for sound generation and playback, and usage such as pitch variation and distance based on modification. For this sound in particular, I simply implemented an MP3 file, which I then converted to a WAV file to import as a sound wave, and I simply plugged in the proper nodes in order for me to achieve the goal of being able to have distance between the sound and the player. Just dipping into the field of these two segments really gave me a chance to figure out something of basic mechanics and come out with an interesting result. The third skill set that I learned was how to create simple yet beautiful foliage from Blender. I've never used Blender up to this point, and as a modeler, it is important to familiarize myself with multiple modeling softwares so that my skills are not limited to just one. Learning about how to make trees in Blender not only gave me some opportunity of the basics that I need to know about Blender, but also gave me an opportunity to study foliage creation, Blender's material maker, and look at different variations like branch radius, branch splitting, and branch growth. I really enjoyed learning this skill because I can customize my own foliage to my environment however I want. It was also enjoyable to get to experiment with Blender for the first time. The last skill I learned was using AI to create super simple materials. I recently discovered 3D Substance Sampler, and it allowed me to create really simple yet beautiful materials. All I did was get an image that I was wanting to use, and it automatically created the material and added all the key elements to like the normal map, roughness, and diffusion. It also enabled me to customize them however I wanted to, so it made the process a lot smoother for what I was going for. Creating materials is a large part of the requirement for my job applications, so it is good to find softwares that can give me effective and easy materials to use whenever I'm working on. I plan to use the software and the materials I created for my final.